Hi everyone, I hope you're doing great today. Okay, so there's this headline that I have here in front of me, New York Times. UN panel takes aim at heavy-handed police tactics at protests. The comments by the United Nations Human Rights Committee come as the Trump administration faces growing criticism for deploying federal agents to confront Black Lives Matter protesters. And so here is the body of the document or the news report. It says, Geneva, law enforcement authorities are obligated to protect and facilitate peaceful demonstrations, an influential United Nations Human Rights panel said on Wednesday, challenging tactics the police have used against anti-racism protests in American cities and around the world. An influential United Nations agency. The panel's comments, as product of more than 2 years of deliberation, sets out international guidelines that speak to issues central to America's deepening discord over the Trump administration's response to the Black Lives Matter protests in Portland and elsewhere. The protests in Portland and elsewhere swelled after the administration dispatched federal law enforcement officials to confront demonstrators over the objections of local officials. New York Times is reporting, this is an American newspaper, reporting that the protests in Portland and elsewhere swelled after the administration dispatched federal law enforcement officials. When you hear stuff like fake news, you begin to think that someone just wants to slight someone else. This is what New York Times is saying, that the protests began to swell after Trump had deployed the federal officials, which is a blatant lie. It was not the deployment of the officials that led to the protest swelling in Portland, Oregon. It was because the protest had already swollen out of proportion that Trump decided to send the federal officials so they can maintain peace. When protesters started threatening and making effort to destroy federal properties, and the state officials are not able to stop them from doing it, what do you expect a responsible government to do? They will have to send federal officials to protect federal properties. That's exactly what the president did. New York Times says in Portland and elsewhere. In other words, everywhere the protest is swelling up, it is because Trump is sending Trump troops, like they call them his troops, federal troops. That's what is making the protest to go up. As if when they take away the federal troops, the protest will die down. Take a look at these images and tell me if this is what peaceful protest looks like. United Nations agency is calling this a peaceful protest. In peaceful protest, you destroy lives and livelihoods. In peaceful protest, you destroy properties. You burn things. You throw all kinds of industrial grade firecrackers. Is this what you do in peaceful protests? Endanger people's lives, even kill people in peaceful protests, according to the United Nations and the New York Times. Everything that is true becomes a lie when Donald Trump is involved. The last video I did, I told you how that I am very suspicious about the plans of the United Nations and the alliance with China based on the dream that was shared with the whole world from Pastor Dana. And when I was interpreting the dream, I told you what I saw. The invasion of the United States of America. I saw that while I was looking through his dreams, and we're looking at the month of September and the month of November. I told you exactly what I saw, because you remember in that dream he talked about seeing blue helmets on ground in America. In other words, he was seeing UN soldiers, he was seeing Chinese soldiers, he was seeing Russian soldiers. And I told him, I said, this is how this is going to play out, because we can see that America has hurt the UN already. America has defunded, has withdrawn from WHO. UN is not happy with the United States of America. That's why all the protests going on in America all along, the destruction of lives and livelihoods, meant nothing to the United Nations. The only one that they care about is when America decides to send their troops to go and protect federal properties. The riots have been on for almost 2 months. The UN didn't say anything. They didn't even condemn what was going on in America. Shamefully calling it anti-racism protest. What is anti-racism about this whole protest going on in America? It is anti-Donald Trump protest. It has nothing to do with racism. I'm a black man. These guys don't represent me. Black Lives Matter does not represent a single black person anywhere in the world. They represent George Soros. They represent the globalists. Yeah, they represent the globalists. They represent the deep state. They represent the Antichrist. They represent communism. They represent them. They don't represent the black people. It's a very horrible satanic organization that is killing black people, destroying black shops. And you call them peaceful protesters. And you did not even care about all the destruction going on in America. As soon as Trump decides to reclaim the land, United Nations shows up. You know why they did that? It's a precursor to what I told you in my last video. They are setting the tone for what we saw in the dream could happen with the UN invading America. They're setting the tone for it. They're setting the tone for it. They cannot stand the fact that Donald Trump will be re-elected in November. They are ready to shut down the entire world. That's why COVID-19 has literally vanished from almost every other part of the world except for the United States of America. And they are going to put the blame on Donald J. Trump. It is so clear now, even to the unborn child, that these guys cannot stand this man coming back to power. So they will make sure that anything that has to go, goes. I told you that they're not going to allow the protests to die down. In my last video on this topic, I told you. When I showed you how that China is working together with this, I showed you all that. The protests will keep going until they get to the point of September. Remember what I told you will happen in September? On September 9th, Hillary Clinton is going to be in court to explain what happened to 33,000 emails and what role she had to play in the whole issue of Benghazi, Libya, when the U.S. ambassador was killed together with 3 other U.S. citizens. These are very heavy, sensitive issues. So many other globalists are also built to be in court. And I am telling you that in September, they are going to unleash gigantic monster protests and riots all over America. And they're going to move it all the way from September down to November. This is what they plan on doing, and it's at the peak of these disturbances that the United Nations will now say, hey, let's have an emergency session of the UN Security Council. We need to go save. And let me show you what the New York Times published in this very thing I read for you. So it says, a failure to respect and ensure the right of peaceful assembly is typically a marker of repression, the panel said in its finding. This is a veiled threat, indirectly threatening America. But you can read it, it just reads so simple. But this is a veiled threat if you look beyond the words that are there on the screen. A failure to respect and ensure the right of peaceful assembly. What you see happening in America is that what you call peaceful assembly. Why are these people insulting our intelligence every day? Just like the frontline doctors came out with their intelligence and their academic experience and work experience to tell us this is what we have found out from experience. They shut them down. Because nobody else has the truth except the globalists. Like I said in my previous video, The video that I just completed, it's just to show you that the beast system has now been activated. This is where we're headed. And this is why we're praying. We declared a prayer from the 20th of July of this month, of this year, to the 20th of August 2020. So we've been praying. That's why midnight West African time every single day until the 20th of August, I have to post prayer points on my Facebook pages, Joseph Okechukwu and King Joe Okechukwu. We're praying. What are we praying for? We're praying for a second chance. They are so angry with Trump. And I'm going to reveal something new to you today on why they're really mad at Donald Trump. Very, very angry. You know, the very previous video that I did, there was one video, I think I did 2 videos on that topic, but I did just one in which I talked about how that Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden are the 2 frontliners they have, and that they're going to end up with Biden, and that Biden is eventually going to end up having Hillary Clinton as his VP pick. Okay, so when that happened, Clinton now began to go to court. As soon as Clinton began to go to court, this thing threw the Democrat Party off balance, and they became confused because they had already made up their mind that Madam Clinton was going to be the VP for Joe Biden, which of course meant that Clinton was going to be the president of the United States of America, God forbid if Trump loses. That was the original plan, because if you look at Joe Biden cannot be, look at the man, he's not well. If everybody who sees Biden knows that Biden is not well, how can you explain the fact that up to today, they still don't have a VP pick for Joe Biden? Less than 100 days, less than 100 days to election. No VP pick for him. Speculations everywhere. This should have happened a long time ago. If Clinton had succeeded in her appeal on June 2nd, not to appear in court in September, next 2 months, if she had succeeded, they would have announced Clinton as Joe Biden's VP pick. She didn't succeed, and now she's going to be in court in September. So that whole dream of becoming a VP has gone. I can tell you that for sure, except if she's not going to court. She cannot. And these people are so angry. They are so mad about this. So you see, Donald Trump is holding these people in some of the most sensitive places ever. The guy is fighting these globalists with God, and he's winning this battle. That's why they're confused now. The Democrat Party is in a very huge state of turmoil and confusion. They don't know what to do. Are they going to bring Kamala Harris? Are they going to bring Susan Rice? Who do they want to bring now? America is not ready for that, because whoever they bring as a VP is going to end up being the president of America. Who else would have fit perfectly into their role other than Hillary Clinton? But the Trump admin has now thwarted that. And the globalists are like, you know what? If she's not going to get it, nobody's going to get it. But it's only what God has decided that is going to happen. Biden is not strong. He's not healthy enough to become America's president. An unborn child knows that. The guy comes on a live stream and he says, I'm Joe Biden's husband. The guy doesn't even know what he's saying half of the time. Sometimes I can tell you he doesn't even know where he is at the time. No interviews, no debates yet, nothing. You don't get to see him, and yet they tell you that he's winning in the polls. Look at Donald Trump has just signed an executive order to help believers all over the world who are being persecuted day and night, killed and beheaded in Nigeria, in Mali, Burkina Faso, in everywhere. By December of this very year, executive order takes effect to the point that even religious or worship centers will be safeguarded, going by this executive order signed by Donald J. Trump to protect you and I, and yet we are among the people fighting him. So I look at Nigerian Americans sometimes, I become extremely confused about what is going on with these people. Where are your priorities? The people you are supporting, the Democrat Party, what values do you share or have in common with them? Answer this question and I will have my peace forever. You are a Christian, traditionally an African. By nature, we are conservatives. What value do you share with the Democrat Party? Is it the LGBT legalization or is it what? What is it? Abortion with Planned Parenthood? Or what? Tell me which one. Or is it supporting Black Lives Matter and Antifa to burn down the whole country? Is that the value you share with the Democrat Party? I want to know because I'm tired of trying to get you people to understand. 8 years of Obama, the most prosperous nation in Africa destroyed, Libya. In that country today, sex trafficking, child trafficking, human trafficking, slavery has returned. Who is being sold into slavery? Your brother, my brothers, they are sold in cages, just the way the slavery happened back in the days. They are selling our black brothers and sisters in cage. They put them in a cage and they auction them and sell them. It's happening in Libya. Never happened when Gaddafi was there. This is the legacy of our brother Barack Obama. What is his next legacy? Amongst many, Nigeria. Never in the history of Nigeria since the Civil War have we seen this level of massacre of innocent people, especially Christians. Southern Kaduna is almost gone. Middle belt of Nigeria is finished. And the people are gearing up and getting ready to go and take over Eastern Nigeria and much of the Southwest. I want you to take a look at this video. This was just a few days ago. The governor of Borno State in Nigeria driving. Look at the way he was attacked by terrorists to show you how present these people are everywhere on the streets. What you just saw is just a few days ago. This is the destiny that is awaiting Eastern Nigeria, southern part of Nigeria, southwestern part of Nigeria, awaiting every part of the nation if Donald Trump does not follow through with his executive order to protect you and I. And all of this disaster, beheading, destruction of lives and properties was brought upon us by the Democrat Party that you support. Every African, Nigerian living in America, still in the Democrat Party, the blood of all these people will be on your heads and upon your hands. Because you guys are propping this party. You are a part of the evils of this party. And you have refused adamantly to see what we see. Because you feel you have your immigration status. Yes. Immigration is the only problem you have. But you have no idea, and mark it, you will never live in America forever. Very soon, every single person will have to find their way to their homelands. And when it's been burned down, and every relative is being killed, because I know you guys don't care, I wonder where you're going to run to. I wonder where you're going to run to. Like I always say all the time, go to our website, www.africansfortrump2020.org. Go to the page that says Why Trump. Click and see what Donald Trump has done in less than 4 years. Trump is literally a white man, is literally wiping off and cleaning out the mess that our own brother that looks like us has brought on us. The curse that he brought on us, the white man is wiping it out. The tears he put on our faces, the white man is wiping it out. And you still don't know why we are following the man. And you still don't think that it's okay to have a rethink and join the battle to re-elect this man. This is not about, oh, and must I believe how you believe, and must I vote who you vote, and must I like who you like. No, it's not about, this is about survival. It's about preservation. Self-preservation. Where is your conscience? I ask again, where is your conscience? Life is not all about 9 to 5 and getting some dollars in your partner. No, where is your conscience? Donald J. Trump means well for all of us. When the COVID-19 shutdown happened, I was laughing out so hard because I know so many people have been looking for a way to blame Trump. Unfortunately, they found out there was no way we could blame Trump. They kept blaming the disease. Now they have come to a point where they can now blame him for every single death in America. When it initially happened, they couldn't quite blame him. The same people today who are now bad-mouthing Donald Trump were panicking. I received calls from so many of them. Some told me, Joe, you told us this was going to happen way back in 2010. I say, I did, yes. I was driving around the whole United States of America, everywhere. From DC to Virginia, down to Atlanta, to Michigan, to everywhere. Everywhere I went, I carried my documents, I carried my videos, and I was showing them. I said, this is going to happen very soon. Begin to think home, begin to think home. Nobody paid attention until the shutdown happened. If you didn't have Donald Trump in power, all of you will still be shut down, and the lies will continue to come from CNN and Fauci and the rest of them until they finally microchip you. And today the man has resisted them, still continues to resist them, and you guys still hate the man. He first told us about the whole hydroxychloroquine, and that CNN is created him and did exactly what they, because CNN is not a media organization. No. CNN is just a useless arm of the Democrat Party. CNN is not a media organization. Even people who don't know anything about news don't listen to CNN anymore. If we go there, we just go to check what other lies they are telling. People become 10,000 times smarter the moment they tune out the CNN. They would have been feeding you with lies by now. Even now that the lockdown is lifted, many of them are still fighting to get you back into lockdown. And you are supporting and helping them to bring you back into lockdown so you can blame Trump conveniently. The man who is, if at this point you still don't see that this man is standing in the gap for you, I don't know how else to help you. I'm sorry. This guy means well for us. Imagine if Trump does not return and Joe Biden shows up and cancels the executive order, because suddenly they are going to carry propaganda and say, this is going to be targeting innocent Muslims. Why do you want to? Because when you want to fight terrorists, they will say you are fighting innocent Muslims, and they will roll it back. That's what happened during the time of Jonathan, former president of Nigeria. He was killing Boko Harams. He was dealing with them severely. And this mainstream media came together with all kinds of satanic globalist organizations and began to say that he was killing innocents. to stop him from advancing. Tells you a lot more about who these people are. And now that Boko Haram is really killing, now Boko Haram is in the cities. They have taken over large chunks of lands in the northern part of Nigeria. They have almost whole states to them. They have their own everything. They are running a country within the Nigerian nation. That's why a governor almost got killed with all the things that he had with him, all his security officials and everything. Nobody's saying anything. Nobody's saying anything. Nigeria has lost almost every single soldier that Buhari came to meet in power. They're dying like chickens every day. Some of them are even rebelling, making videos. Nobody's saying anything. CNN could care less. Mainstream media could care less. But let someone come now and begin to fight Boko Haram and try to defeat them. You will see them, they will relocate to Nigeria. Doesn't that tell you something about who these people are? We have a man for the first time who has decided to put his life on the line, and I know that God is with him to challenge these people and destroy these satanic enemies of our destinies. And Christians are still there dancing, deciding whether or not. Muslims will never do that. When they see somebody who opposes their interests, boom, they will put everything there. They will invest money, invest everything. Here, we're not even asking you for money. We're asking you just come in. Tell the rest of the people, go from one street to another street, go from home to home. Talk to our people, open their brain. Tell them to come and see that it's our time to help this man to come back to power. Otherwise, we are finished as a people. Africa is finished. Africa is finished. And so, if you haven't joined our prayer, please join our prayer. We pray every day, and we're going to continue to do that until August the 20th. They are already attacking everything and everyone. Like I told you, they attacked the frontline doctors, shut everything down. They are harassing Donald Trump on social media. They are harassing his son. They are harassing me, harassing every conservative. It's only a matter of time before they kick all of us out. Like I said, I say it all the time. I can't text anybody on Messenger our website address. It violates Facebook's community guidelines or standards. They shut down our prayer group, Intercessors for Trump, on Facebook. Everything. These people are literally indirectly interfering in the elections. But it's okay. It doesn't matter. Believers need to wake up. This is the end of all things as we know it. This man, like I keep saying, and I will say it again, is the man who God has placed there to wage the evil that is coming to overtake all of us, so that he can give us a little chance, a little extension, a breather. If we make a mess of this chance, all of us are going to have ourselves to blame. And I pray that is not our case. So please join us in prayers as we pray to the Most High God, just like Joel said in the book of Joel 2. Let's see whether God will have a rethink and just give us an extension, because what is about to happen when it happens, or if it happens, I'm telling you, many believers are not prepared and they're going to go in for it. That's why we're asking God for mercy. Give us another chance. Join us to pray, and please support our campaign to migrate and leave all these social media companies so we can have our alternatives. We're already having a campaign going on, a funding program going on, crowdfunding program, which I started roughly about 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. And we're going to keep it on until we hit our target, probably till another 3 or 4 months. Like I said in all the other videos, we've gotten up to about $8,000 now, and our target is $138. And I believe the Lord God Almighty is going to make it happen. So if you haven't done anything, please do. And if you have done, I tell you, you have no idea. God will bless you. He will bless you mightily and increase you on every side. I appreciate you so much, and thank you. Please remember this. If you are in America and you have voting rights, please vote for Donald J. Trump and come up with plans on how to do house to house to go and evangelize on this. If you have any plans, write me directly with the emails on the screen or use my social media handles. Get in touch with me. I will connect you with our team. We need this man to come back. I don't need to say this over and over. We need him to come back. Forget about all the things you think you know about him. Forget about all the mistakes you think he makes. Nobody in this world is perfect. The truth of the matter is that the mandate of this man is 100% compatible with your own values as a human being. His policies is what draws us to him. His mandate is what attracts us to him. It is not his personality. Like we always say in Christianity, God can use anybody in the world. Why do we focus too much on this man's personality when we can see that he's doing so much good for our world? Let us put our hands together and pray for this man. Pray for the future of our world, because so much is about to go down. And I can only pray that God will give us the grace of either another chance or the grace to withstand what is coming. May God bless you.